Shalom, shalom, Yabba Shem Yahshua Brakatah to the brothers, shalom, Shemal Dabba Shem Yahshua to the sisters. This is I.S.U.P.K Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? So we about to get into some Brotherhood scriptures, especially around this time with Martin Luther King's day just passed, or his, the day that they celebrate and had the parades out. That just passed. But what we don't realize is before Martin Luther King, man, when we got out of slavery for, Black Wall Street, we had perfect brotherhood in the black community. A lot of people, you ask them today, was Martin Luther King great or should we be integrated? They'll tell you, yeah, they'll have all types of excuses of how Martin Luther King gave us freedom. But it's like they forgetting, they forgetting the main part in history to where we had Black Wall Street. We had Tulsa, Oklahoma. All those type of places to where we was thriving as a community. We had our own hospitals. Our own airports. We had our own businesses. You understand? To where we was thriving, but what happened was, after they bombed it, they used people like Martin Luther King and the rich black men to come in and integrate us into being with our oppressor. You understand? The reason why they did that is because they felt like they should be able to go to, the white areas. It's just like the spirit that is built. This is like the spirit that's built in America today. A lot of black people don't want to shop with black people. When it comes to shopping with a black person, they got all types of things to say about how the prices are expensive, but they'll spend 2 times as much for a worse quality for the oppressor, man. You understand? Shalom, Lord Christ. Somebody just called in.
Yeah, it's Tammy.
All right, I got you down. Most High in Christ. Hey, young man Joe, start off. Give me Psalms. Oh, somebody else called in. What's going on? Somebody just called in.
Young man Willie.
All right, I got you down. All right, give me young man Joe. Give me Christ. All right. Give me Psalms 106. Give me Psalms 106 and 30. Start at verse 34. You know what I mean? Because just read it when you got it.
So start at 35 or 36?
Yeah, 34. Start at 34.
All right. Psalm 106:34. It did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen.
Right,
and learned their works.
Right, stop right there. The Lord, every time it comes to us and dealing with other nations, the Lord don't want us to be with them. It was one point to where we was getting we was getting the promised land, the land that was promised to Abraham, and he commanded us to destroy the other nations, man. Instead, if God loves everybody, why is he commanding us to destroy other nations? Why did he destroy the Egyptians? You understand? We got to start to look at things of how the Lord operates and see that God is not for everybody getting together. Even the Tower of Babel. Integration is not what the Lord wanted. You got to think about it. If the Lord wanted everybody to be integrated, wouldn't he just make everybody the same? Wouldn't we all just be one great nation? We wouldn't have differences between different nations, different races. That wouldn't exist. What people nowadays, what they say, yeah, we can't hate each other because we all part of the human race. If that was the case, right? If the Lord wanted it to be like that, then we actually would be called the human race. There wouldn't be Edomites. There wouldn't be Israelites. There wouldn't be, Egyptians. It wouldn't be none of this. We all would just have one name because that's the way the Lord created things. But that's not what the Lord created, man. You understand? The Lord constantly requires us to be at war with our enemies, man. To fight for the Lord. You understand? Shalom, Lord Christ. Somebody just called in?
Yeah, shalom, Most High in Christ. It's Jeff Greensboro.
I got you down. Most High in Christ. You understand? But the Lord required us to destroy our enemies or separate from our enemies. But instead, what do we end up doing? Read the next verse, young man Joe.
Verse 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Right. Actually, go back to verse 35.
35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Right. That's what we end up doing. We end up mingling with the heathen. You understand? Us wanting integration. We was out there We was out there in Atlanta yesterday doing interviews just to see what type of mindset that our people have according to the Martin Luther King Day. Surprisingly, a lot of them realized that integration was a bad thing. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of us that still think integration was great. You understand? They still think that we should mingle with the heathen. We should be together. You understand? But when you end up mingling with the heathen, when you end up getting together and coming together as one with the other nations, or trying to at least, you start to serve what they serve. You start to do what they do. That's the whole purpose behind it anyway. That's why in the Bible it says, don't give your sons or your daughters to theirs. Because when it happens, we don't end up serving the Lord no more. We start doing what they do. You understand? Martin Luther King wanted to be integrated not because he felt that that was the greatest thing to do, but because he wanted to sleep with white women, man. You know what I mean? Because he wanted to be with their nation. He wanted to enjoy what they enjoying. What they do, he wanted to do that too. You know what I mean? You'll realize this with any type of group. And that's why we got to be careful on who we deem as a leader of the black nation. Even the Black Panthers. A lot of people be, you know what I mean, for the Black Panthers and Black Panther Party, but they don't realize they were sleeping with white women too, man. You know what I mean? They fighting for equality, not realizing that you destroying the people. You understand? A lot of sisters say, "Well, when you ask sisters about Martin Luther King, what they say? We need more men like him. You know what I mean? We need men to be like Martin Luther King." Well, unfortunately, that's actually the men that you got nowadays in our community. You know what I mean? A lot of us is like Martin Luther King. Because what do? We cheat on our woman with white women. You know what I mean? We go out and get white women. When you see a black man going out there getting rich, getting money, and starting to deal with white women, that's your Martin Luther King, man. That's what he fought for. That's the type of men that our women seem to want. They want a Martin Luther King. They want to be integrated. That's what you do when you integrate your people. And it's crazy because when we sit here and we teach this and we tell our people to separate, you know what I mean, only be together, it seems like we get shunned and all types of you know what I mean, hate speech come up against us to how we wrong. And you know what I mean, when we really teaching black empowerment, you know what I mean, we really teaching black people to be together. For a black man to go get him a black woman, black, Hispanic, and Native American. When I say black, I mean black, Hispanic, and Native American. But that's what we teaching. For the brother to go get him a sister. Don't get another person of another nation. For the sister to go get a brother. I mean, bringing the black community back together. We can't focus on trying to integrate with another nation if you know what I mean, if we trying to bring our nation back together. You'll never see a nation trying to get back together but focus on trying to be integrated or be included with another nation. It just don't make sense. You understand? Read verse 35 again.
But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Right, we were mingled among the heathen, just like we are now, and we start to learn their works. You know what I mean? The oppressor tell us that homosexual was legal. It's only surprising that you see so many, especially in Atlanta, that you see so many, you know what I mean, black, Hispanic, and Native Americans that's homosexual. Because that's what we want to do. We want to take on their customs. That's why I say, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed. All throughout the Bible, it tells us to not learn with them, not do what they do. You understand? But when you join them, you end up doing what they do. Whatever they tell you is right, especially if they over you, especially in America. You know what I mean? They control the laws. They the lawmakers, right? You know what I mean? So they say something is legal. You know what I mean? They say something is by law. You can start smoking weed. You know what I mean? They about to start legalizing marijuana all over. So then now you got all these brothers and sisters that's just openly out smoking weed and not giving it down. Because they think that is right. But the Bible tells you that you can't do that. You know what I mean? Us falling under other nations, by default, you become a second-class citizen, man. You understand? You become if we decided that we gonna come together and just be with one another, you'll actually start to see more black businesses. You'll actually start to see the black community thrive. And what else would you see? You will start to see the other nations' economy fall, man. You see how many posts that always say that black people is the leading spender. You know what I mean? We the leading spender in this economy. We spend the most money, which is ironic because we make the least amount of money. You know what I mean? We live in paycheck to paycheck, but ironically, we spend the most money. We contribute the most to the economy. You know what I'm saying? Well, we start putting that money into black businesses You know what I mean? Black, Hispanic, and Native American business, you'll see their empire fall economically, man. You understand? But because we have Martin Luther Kings and people like him, now we have no businesses. You know what I mean? Now we gotta hope that you understand we can get a loan to even start a business from our oppressor, which we know don't give a damn about us. You understand? We start to learn their customs. Read the next verse.
Verse 36.
Yeah, verse 36.
Verse 36. And they served their idols,
Right.
which
And,
were a snare unto them.
right. And what does it mean when we serve their idol? We serve their idols, which is a snare to us.
Salakia.
Go ahead. You sure somebody said Salakia?
Cut on one color. That's like when we serve their religions or their gods, we won't profit in them. Like we in America right now, being Christians, but we still oppressed, getting killed and all that.
Right. And what does it mean when it say it's a snare to us?
Like a trap.
Right, exactly, man. You know what I mean? Us going into them following what they're doing, it's a trap for us, man. You understand? That's why we end up being on welfare. You know what I mean? We end up counting on the government to you know what I mean, give us anything to be able to get by. You understand? All this stuff, even, you know what I mean, Obamacare, anything that you think that they come out for us is not for us, man. It's a snare for us. It's a trap for us. Because at the end of the day, we're dependent on them. You know what I mean? If we want to thrive as a people, we can't depend on another nation, man. You understand? We got to be able to provide and do for ourselves. And we will be able to do it if we just came together. I mean, we built America. If we built America and this whole, all the country, all the great, you know what I mean, buildings and stuff that you see in America, Black, Hispanic, and Native American people built that. You know what I mean? If we can build that, why is it now we got in our mind that we wouldn't be able to survive without them? That integration was good for us. You know what I mean? We was asking some of them about integration, and they were saying things like, well, at least we not getting shot down or killed no more. You know what I mean? They were saying that I can walk the street freely and this, that, and the third. Can you really walk the street freely? Can you really? I mean, on surface level, yeah, you can. You know what I mean? You can walk down the street and most likely nobody won't say nothing to you. But does that mean that we free though? Do you still see the things that we go through? You know what I mean? And even those same people that say, "Oh yeah, well now I can do this and I can do that," we asked them a question was, "Well, do you think Martin Luther King's dream was achieved? You know what I mean? Do you think that we are equal?" The answer is no. You know what I mean? The answer is always no. We got a long ways to go. Well, how long are we gonna be waiting for this, man? I mean, we've been waiting since he passed away in what, the 60s? The 50s, 60s? You know what I'm saying? That's how long we've been waiting. Was it been like, what, 40, 50 years? And last time I checked, Donald Trump is in office now. You know what I mean? Donald Trump is in office now. That's what we was waiting for, Donald Trump. You understand? We sitting here waiting for our other like we want to wait on another nation to wake up one day and say maybe we was, maybe we was too hard on them. You know what I mean? While we had Martin Luther King Day marching and holding up signs and in a parade yesterday, if y'all noticed, there was also a protest that was going on by mostly the oppressor in Virginia, where they all was strapped to a T with guns, with level 4 plate armors. You know what I mean? They have. I don't know if y'all know anything about armor, but level 4 plate armor can stop damn near any bullet, man. You can't just shoot through a level 4 plate armor. That's what the oppressors doing. They geared up for war, man. And what was they pressing? They was protesting the ability to be able to buy like more than 4 guns in a day. You know what I mean? They don't want no type of restriction on their gun laws. They serious about that. Meanwhile, we marching to be included. You know what I mean? We marching for peace. You know what I mean? We put ourselves at a disadvantage trying to integrate, trying to please everybody. You understand? That's what we end up doing. Read that verse again, verse 36.
Verse 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Right, we serving they idols, man. We in Christianity. You understand? That's Christianity is the oppressor's religion, man. You understand? Not the Bible. Don't confuse Christianity with the Bible. Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. Christianity is an ideology, man. It's a philosophy. You understand? That's why even when you go into the we went into the Ebenezer, I think that's how you say it. We went to the Ebenezer church, you know what I mean? Because we was really out there trying to figure out why are people celebrating Martin Luther King? Like he didn't do nothing good for us, man. You understand? Especially this day and age when Google is just so evident. You know what I mean? You can just get on Google and simply Google Martin Luther King, and damn near all the bad stuff come up before the good stuff now. You know what I mean? But we still don't know. But you go into the church and there's a white Jesus, you know what I mean, right there at the top, in the glass, all over, man. You know what I mean? That's what destroys Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, having that picture in their mind. You understand? Because by far, if you have that picture in your mind, what you gonna do? You gonna think that the white people is God. You gonna think that they are the chosen people. You understand? Give me we gonna go to Isaiah 53 and 6. Give me Isaiah 53 and 6, young man Willie. Give me Isaiah 53 and 6. Cause this is heavy, man. This is separation is all throughout the Bible. You understand? It's imperative that we separate. You know what I mean? We not considered no hate group or no, you know what I mean, nothing like that. The best thing was separate but equal. You know what I mean? Don't integrate. We can be separate. You understand? I'm telling you, you look at all the businesses and what we was doing when we was together. Black people dwell in unity together, man. We don't have such a hatred towards each other once we dwell together and not be trying to be accepted by another nation that would never accept us. You understand, young man Willie? You got that from me? Isaiah 53 and 6.
Hold on one time.
All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 53, verse 6. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and Yahweh hath laid on him the iniquity of all of us.
Right, and that's the premises of integration. Because you got something that you lust after, and you think that by you integrating, you'll be able to get it. You'll be able to attain it. You like white women. Back then, you couldn't whistle at one. You know what I mean? But you like white women so much that you're going to fight for integration that you can freely sleep with one. You know what I mean? Going after your own lust. You understand that? Read that verse again, man.
Hold on one time. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 53, verse 6. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and Yahweh hath laid on him the iniquity of us all.
Right, you understand? All we as sheep, man. We, you know what I mean? We doing what we want to do. We trying to be integrated and, you know what I mean, do what we deem is right. We don't take it in mind of what the Lord wants. You know what I mean? We don't actually open up the Bible and see the Lord chose us. You understand? If the Lord didn't want us to be separate, why did he choose us? You know what I mean? Like we was chosen by the Lord. If you choose something, you take it for your own. You take it for yourself. We are supposed to be the Lord's own people, not intermingle with everybody else and be with everybody else. You understand? But when we do this, read the next verse. This is what happened when you do this. Read the next verse.
Called out of one kind. This is Isaiah chapter 53, verse 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter.
Right, stop
and
right
as
there.
A sheep.
You understand? That's what you end up doing. You'll see all the crimes and the murders and all the things going on with your people being committed to your people, and you won't open your mouth against it. You won't say, "Well, we deserve justice. We demand justice." You know what you'll do? You'll pet the killer hair. You know what I mean? You'll rubber head. You'll forgive them instantly. The next day, you didn't even take the time. The Bible gives you a certain time to mourn over your lost ones. You know what I mean? You didn't even take the time to mourn over your lost ones. The next day, I forgive them. You know what I mean? I forgive them. It's okay. You know what I mean? It happened. Like, damn, man. You know what I mean? I'll be damned if I passed away and my family in the world, you know what I mean? Like I passed away by some oppressor murdering me. You know what I mean? Unjustly murdering me. You know what I'm saying? And then my family that's in the world, because I know brothers in the truth would never do it. You know what I mean? But my family in the world, oh, we forgive them. Oh, he would have wanted us to forgive them and live our life. You know what I mean? That's some nonsense, man. You understand? You doing that, you not opening your mouth, you being like a lamb led to slaughter, man. You understand? And that's what happens to us. That
So
you
I
got.
just, sir.
Go ahead.
Kevin, I think that was the strategy the whole time with him being, with Martin Luther King being put in the position that he was, picked as our so-called leader. All that protesting, all that marching, all that preaching, and all of it was pretty much set up for us just to do it. How they used to say that they had to come out in the public and let the people beat them and stuff like that, just so the world could see it and know what was going on. We are every nation of Israel that was in this country knew about slavery already by the 50s. Everybody knew that white people were hanging, still lynching, still killing everybody. All that marching and protest was pretty much set up to, just be okay with it. Let them do this to you. Don't do it. Don't rebel. Don't do anything back. Come out here and protest. Let these dogs, let these people beat you, and don't do nothing back. Just to be, just to put them in the mindset, like training them. It was like a training session to black people to be okay with it. Let them do anything that they want to do to you while we out here, and we just take it. Just take it. When the ideal thing was to do, keep your damn ass at home. Don't go out there and protest and whatnot. Well, if you want to do something, you stay within your boundaries, within your church or your community. Don't go out there in the streets and let them do it. All the thing they were doing is fulfilling the white man left. The white man left to beat the hell out of them. The white man left to sexual assault them. The white man left to put his dogs out of them. I mean, that was the whole mindset. That was the whole concept of the whole thing. But to this day, we haven't.
Hold on, you damn right about that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's damn right, because natural man instinct, and it's crazy because that's what happened, right? We'll go out there and we'll let ourselves be hurt, abused, beat, and in our response is, you know what I mean, we protesting to bring open visualization to it. You know what I'm saying? Not defending ourselves, but then you wonder why men in the black community is so weak right now. You know what I mean? You wonder why women always saying it's hard to find a man. You know what I mean? Because that is what we want. That is what we was conditioned to do, man. Not defend. I'll be damned if somebody harms you and you don't have it in your mind to defend yourself. You know what I mean? That's what we relegated to. Just accepting abuse. The Lord never, nowhere in the Bible ever said to just accept abuse and not defend yourself. You know what I mean? Even in the I.S.U.P.K, we train to defend ourselves. Now, we don't go out there actively trying to harm somebody or seeking to harm people. But you better believe that if somebody attacks you, you got all the tools and the instruments and whatever you need to be able to defend yourself. Know how to fight. You know what I mean? Don't just let somebody just come in there and pick you off. Be a damn predator to you, man. You understand? That's not what we were supposed to do. You understand? We're not supposed to be sheep led to slaughter. You understand? And if you know anything about sheep led to slaughter, they if you look at sheep, they're really helpless, man. And that's why it's so right to compare it to us in today's society, because we damn near helpless, man. It seemed like there ain't gonna be no end to this, and that's why I'm trying to figure out, why is integration so great? Why do we see this as so great when we look at the things going on now? You know what I mean? People saying that, oh well, at least I didn't have to go through, you know what I mean, slavery and getting beaten and this, that, and the third. Well, you didn't have to go through that when we had Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? Like I heard somebody say Martin Luther King gave us freedom. You know what I mean? I'm in my mindset. If we going with that notion, then wasn't we free when the Emancipation Proclamation? Now we know we wasn't, but in my mindset, we still had things like Black Wall Street before Martin Luther King. That was before him, man. You know what I mean? Thriving black businesses, a thriving nation. You understand? The brothers depending on other brothers. You understand that when you let other people in your nation, when we try to let other people in, they devour us, man. They eat us. We like flock. I mean, we like sheep to them, man. Keep reading this verse.
Come. Verse 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he openeth not his mouth.
Right, you understand? We're supposed to speak up about all this stuff going, not just being quiet, not immediately forgiving. Nobody else do it either. That's what I want to know. Why is it required for us to always, you know what I mean, be the one to forgive or always the one seeking love when nobody else does it? You understand? That's what the Lord made. The Lord made black people to just always forgive and never say anything about all the crimes and murder and unlawfulness committed against us. But everybody else can say something. They'll get revenge. You know what I mean? As soon as something happens, they'll be able to retaliate. But we supposed to just be quiet. Is that what the Lord made for us? As a matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 2 and 14. Give me Jeremiah 2 and 14. You there, young man Joe? Give me there Jeremiah 2 and 14.
Salakis.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at the crib if you need it.
All right, yeah. You pull Jeremiah 2 and 14 from. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you another verse. Hey, young man Javaris. Yeah, give me Jeremiah 2 and 14. And just speak a little loud so that we can hear you in the mic.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Right, stop right there. Are we a servant, man? Is that the lifestyle that, you know what I mean? Like, if you grow up and you don't know the Bible, you would think that you're just a servant, man. That's why it's saying it in this verse. Is Israel, is Black, Hispanic, and Native American a servant? Are we a homeborn slave? We having the idea to want to integrate, that's you being a homeborn slave, man. That's you giving all your power, your might to the oppressors so they can thrive, so they can get better. Because isn't that what we do? You know what I mean? Now we all gotta go to a slavery because we gotta, you know, provide for our family, make sure we make sure we good. But ultimately, inevitably, all the work that we doing is being really benefited by our oppressors over us. They're the ones that owns the companies, the CEO, and they're the ones making the millions, while we stuck making minimum wage, maybe a little bit more. You know what I mean? Is this the lifestyle that we supposed to forget? Like, even when in their mind, whatever people was waiting for to be equal, what do they expect to change? Like, what do they expect to be different? You think that they just gonna lift us up over them? You know what I mean? Just for the hell of it? It's not gonna happen, man. You understand? Read that from the top again.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he plundered? The young lions roared at him and growled. They made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitant. Also, the people of Nob.
Stop right there. Stop right there. That was it on that. But you know what I'm saying? Why are we spoiled, man? You know what I mean? Why do we think that this is good? You know what I mean? This is good for our people to be integrated with them. You know what I mean? To be together with them. Give me Carwan, give me 2 Corinthians 6, chapter 6. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, start at verse 16, man. Because I'm about to start pulling scriptures where the Lord, like we all know the simple scriptures. The Lord chose us to be a holy people above all people. We all know those scriptures, right? Those obviously is saying to be separate. Holy means to be separate. But I'm going to show you where, even if you're a Christian, you can't get around this scripture. You know what I mean? If you're a Christian, they got their own type of mindset of what holy means. You understand? So they can try to get around those. But I'm going to go to a scripture where it clearly shows you that the Lord is separating us from other nations and require us to do so. You know what I mean? You got that for me, Carwan? You got that scripture for me? All right, no sweat. Young man Willie, you got it for me?
Con out of one con.
I'll
This is the
read
book
that.
of Second Corinthians. This
Yes.
is the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 16. And what agreement have the temple of Yahweh with idols?
Right, you know
For
what I'm
ye
saying?
are the temple.
Right. Oh, no, actually, matter of fact, keep going.
Con out of one con. For ye are the temple of the living God.
Right, we are
As
the
Yahweh
temple
has
of the...
said.
Hold on, start right there, Salaki. We are the temple of the living God, man. You know what I'm saying? We are his people that was supposed to carry out all his service, his works. You know what I mean? What do we have with idols, man? What business do we have with being with other nations that worship their idols? You understand? We have no business with them, man. There's no reason, there's no excuse or no type of reason you can tell me that how we benefit from being integrated with them. None. You understand? We lose our identity being integrated with them. We be beguiled by them. We fall for all the traps and all the tricks that they got for us. You understand? Putting Obama in office, making us think that
Salakia, sir.
give me 1 second. They put Obama in office, making us think that, you know what I mean, he's for black people when he didn't do nothing for black people. Like, we still have people to this day that's saying, well, you know, Martin Luther King dream was a big step forward when Obama was the president. You know what I mean? Now, my first thought was, well, what did Obama do for black people? And you know what they'll say? Nothing, because they can't tell you. They can't tell you anything that I know. Obama did more for homosexuals than he did for black people, man. You understand? That should tell you enough. These people, none of these celebrities, leaders, none of them, Jay-Z, none of them have our best interests in heart. Martin Luther King, they don't care about black people. You know what I mean? They don't care about actually helping us. It's all about what they want, man. You understand? It's all about what that's why the Bible speaks so much against false prophets. You know what I mean? Fake leaders. You understand? Even it's so crazy. That's how you know it's such a evil spirit on us to want to be accepted by all nations or loving other nations. That even when you come into being an Israelite, you got fake Israelite groups that accepts other people immediately. You know what I mean? Like they'll say things like, we'll tell them, you know, no heathen can come in our congregation. I mean, we don't accept Africans, we don't accept Edomites, we don't accept East Indians, we don't accept Arabs, we don't accept nobody but Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Other fake Israelite groups will look at that and see it as a problem. You know what I mean? Oh well, we supposed to be the light unto the world and this, that, and the third. You know what's ironic? What's crazy about that? We the ones that's beaten up the most. You know what I mean? We the ones in the poor condition. We the ones in the Bavarios and the ghettos. Why can't we help our people? Even if we were supposed to be a light to the world. You know what I mean? Why can't we worry about our people first? Why is that a problem? Why am I wrong for not accepting an Edomite or a Egyptian or a African? Why am I wrong for that? They can do it all they want. You hear Africans all the time calling us a kata, getting together, doing whatever the hell they want. Nobody never gets on them for that. Edomites, nobody gets on the oppressor for being with each other. You know what I mean? Nobody says anything about that, man. But when it comes to black people wanting to be for black people, now it's a problem. Oh well, no, y'all racist, no, y'all this. That's insane, man. Even with other fake Israelite groups, man, they'll say that. That's a problem. Before we worry about anybody else, we need to worry about ourselves, man. We need to get ourselves together. We need to start serving the Lord. We need to fix what's going on here that what we can see with our people. You understand? We're not going to Africa to save no Africans, man. Maybe there is Israelites over there in Africa, but you know, I don't know that. You know what I do know? I know it's brothers and sisters right here in the ghettos in Atlanta. You know what I mean? That's what I do know. I know it's brothers and sisters here that need some help right here where I'm at. Why not help them? You know what I mean? Why would it be a problem helping them? You understand? Somebody said Salakia?
Connor, sir, that was young man Kevin. I wanted to ask you a question. Did you ever see see that movie called Selma?
No, I don't think so. I'm not quite. I can't really recall.
Never did see it.
No,
But
yeah.
yeah, it was a story. It was a story about them protests and stuff and trying to cross the bridge down there. And the thing about it, they protested stuff so many times and got beat so many times to try to cross that bridge, and the cops and stuff would never let them do it, and National Guard would never let them do it. And they end up having a meeting, and they decided that they were going to march down there again, and the white people agreed. Look, we're going to let you people cross this time. And they marched for miles and miles. And when they got to the bridge, the police and stuff were down there, the guards and stuff were down there with the guns. And they opened the bridge up for them to cross it. And he sat there and said that he felt that it was a trap. Low down piece of garbage. Every protest, every rally that he set up was a trap for them to get beat. But the one time that they actually open the ways up for them to make some type of achievement, when none of their marches, when none of their rallies was any type of achievement, once that achievement came by, guess what? He turned everybody around, and everybody was shocked, like, why are we crossing? Why are we crossing and let us through? It's instilled in us to accept failure, no matter what the cost is. Whether we getting hurt or whether the success is right there in our face and we won't take it. And it's just a sick mind trick that they did to us, man. And when Obama got into before he got out of office, after they made that movie, that's why I knew all that stuff was linked. And they set up for people from all over the country to come down there to that bridge. And so many black people thought they were going to actually cross it. And they were selling shirts down there for $20. Paying, charging $20 for people to cross the bridge. But guess what? They had so many guards, so many National Guards, and so many state patrols and stuff down there with guns, wouldn't allow nobody to cross the bridge.
Right,
and it was
you damn right.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Hold on real quick.
That was hacked and got it.
Hold on real quick. You damn right about that too, because anytime black people get together in a wide, even if black people get together in a wide number, you always will see National Guard. You always will see measures of security. You know what I mean? For a just-in-case purpose. But damn near thousands of oppressors got together and with guns, level 4 plate armors and guns on Martin Luther King Day, and you ain't see no National Guard, no Army, you ain't see none of them there. You see maybe a couple of cops at the least. You know what I mean? At the most. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to show you this society is not set up for the black, Hispanic, and Native American man. You understand? Because it's not set up for us, that's why we need to pull away from it. That's why we need to separate from it. You know what I mean? We're not telling, and it's not bad to tell us to separate. I mean, we're not telling nobody to go commit crime. You know what I mean? A lot of people got a bad image on I.S.U.P.K, but they don't realize that we some of the most law-abiding citizens, man. We do everything within the law. We don't go outside of the law. That's why when we driving or we out in public, we don't worry about the cops. That's not something that's on our mind. Now we know because we following the Lord, we have the Lord watching over us. You know what I mean? But even more, we're not breaking no laws, man. We don't steal. We can't steal. You know what I mean? We ain't got no type of drugs on us because we can't do drugs. You know what I mean? We're not harming nobody. It's against the Bible to harm or murder somebody without, you know what I mean, being self-defense. But yeah, we looked at as a hate group and, you know what I mean, like we evil people. You understand? It makes no sense, man. When it's the Christians that's out there doing all the murdering. It's the Christians that out there that's doing all the raping. You know what I mean? Molesting children. Those are Christians, man. That's what Christians do. You understand? That's not what we do, man. You understand? Read verse 16 again. You there, young man? Willie, read verse 16 again for me.
Con out of one con. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16. And what agreement have the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God, as God has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
Right. The Lord said specifically, he's talking to Israelites, saying he will be their God. He didn't say I will be everybody's God. You know what I mean? He said I will be their God, their power, their authority, and they shall be my people. You know what I mean? The Lord chose us to be his people, not everybody else. Why don't we be happy? Why don't we be, you know what I mean, proud in the fact that the Lord chose us over everybody? I think I'm paraphrasing. The Lord said if he would have chose another nation, they would have followed him, man. Why don't we got it in our mind, you know what I mean, that we need to follow the Lord? Let's stop trying to join with people and get ourselves right first. And then we can deal with the other people. Then we can, you know what I mean, figure out what to do with them. First, let's work on ourselves. Let's work on our, like a lot of people always say, well, black on black crime, or black on black crime. The only way to fix black on black crime is to pull your spirit, pull yourself out of white America. That's the only way to fix black on black crime. As long as you trying to be accepted by the other nations,
Right here, sir.
give me 1 second. You're gonna carry on their spirit, they spirit, man. The spirit in America is to what? Find a way to murder black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. That's the spirit in America. Find a way to destroy black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. So if you try to be American, you a proud American, you gonna pride yourself in being a patriot, then by default you're gonna develop a spirit to destroy your own people. That's where the hate from each other comes from, man. You understand? The hate from black, Hispanic, and Native American hating each other comes from wanting to be like them. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. We don't just wake up and be like, I hate black people. You know what I mean? That's not, you don't just come out the womb, I don't like niggas. You know what I mean? I don't like black people. That's something that develops over time that you learn by being a Christian. You know what I mean? By dwelling in this earth and trying to, put on and chuck and jive for the oppressor. That's something that you learn, man. You understand? It's not in us to naturally hate each other. You understand? But in order to be able to fix this problem, we got to take our spirit out of America. That's why I say in Revelation, come out of her, my people, man. We are the Lord's people. Read the next verse, young man Willie.
Con out of one con. It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them.
Right, it say what? Read that
separate.
again.
Wherefore come out from among them.
Right, read that one more time.
Wherefore come out from among them.
It says come out from among them, man. Not integrate, not be together. Not hold hands, kumbaya, hopefully one day we shall overcome. That's got to be one of the weakest statements I ever heard. We shall overcome. Overcome what, man? You understand? Overcome what? That's not what we're supposed to do. The Lord said to come from among them. Don't be with them. You understand? Don't have to. You understand? What's that verse where it say, why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? You know what I mean? That's what we do when we try to be integrated. We trimming our ways. We trying to make our. That's why you end up getting a clean cut. You know what I mean? Shaping up your hair, cause you trying to look good for them. You trying to make yourself to where, okay, well I'm this prestigious black man. You don't gotta worry about me. You know what I mean? Don't look at me as a thug. I'm separating myself from them. When we the same thing, man. You understand? That's the stuff. That's the stuff that you'll start to do when you want to be with them. But the Lord told us to come out from among them. Keep reading.
And be ye separate, saith Yahweh.
Right, and he
And
said,
touch
"Be
not."
ye separate, man." That you can't get no clearer than that. He said, "Be ye separate." He didn't say, "Be ye integrated, be ye together." He didn't say that. That says, "Be ye separate, man." You understand? Don't be. And the reason why we call to be separate is because we know we the Lord people, but the Lord got a requirement of what He requires from His people. You won't be able to do that being together with other nations. The only way you'll be able to do that is separating from them. If you think for a second that you're going to have a friend that's an Edomite or, one of your best friends is from another nation and you're going to follow the Lord, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You'll find yourself doing something somewhere that you shouldn't be doing that's against the Lord, man. They going to convince you put that peer pressure on you to smoke weed or do something, do whatever the hell they do, man. You understand? You might just end up turning out being a homosexual. You hang out with white people too much. I'm just be, you know what I mean? That's white people are damn near homosexual by nature. You understand? You're gonna find yourself doing something you shouldn't do that's against the Lord, trying to be with other nations, man, because they don't have it in their mind to serve the Lord. You know what I mean? It say in Psalms 147 that they wasn't given the law, statutes, and commandments. It was given to us and us only. They damn near don't even know the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? They don't know it. They doing what they do. That's why you not. That's why what the scripture I'm using for, it says, don't be unequally yoked into the to the unbelievers. You understand? You can't be hanging out with them, man. We all know this. You understand? Especially when you come into the truth. When you come into the truth, you'll start to find yourself not even hanging out with some of your old friends, man, because of the things that they get into. You can't be around it. You understand? But at least your friend got a chance to come into the truth too. Those other nations, they don't give a damn about it. They super don't give a damn about it, man. And you can't be with them. You're gonna find yourself destroying yourself even further, destroying your children. You understand? Read that from the top again.
Con. The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, says Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Right, that's how we end up being getting out of these conditions. Not touching that unclean thing. You know what I mean? Not going against the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Christ everybody teach. Everybody look at Martin Luther King like he damn near Christ, which I don't understand. It don't make no sense to me. But they look at Martin Luther King like he damn near Christ. But then they also try to say, well, Christ came to save everybody. But Christ referred to the Edomites as a dog, man. You know what I mean? I know we all know that scripture. Christ referred to the Edomite as a dog. And then you got the fake Israelites that be like, well, but he did give her a crumb. You know what I mean? Oh, well, he did give her something, though. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? In their mind, they like, we supposed to be, helping out the Edomites because Christ did it. But what they don't realize is what that Edomite did to be able to get that crumb. You know what I mean? What that Edomite did was recognize her position, recognize that she's underneath them. The Edomites these days don't recognize that, man. You understand? And I get tired of seeing it from fake Israelite groups because any fake Israelite group I see accepting other nations, they got a deep perpetual hatred for their own brother. You can see it too. You know what I mean? You talk to them a little bit and you just say something that they don't like, or you go against what they believe in, and you'll see that hate for their brother come out. While if it was an Edomite, they would be nice to him. You know what I mean? They'll give him a chance. They'll, you know what I mean? They'll damn near chuck and jive just to get them to accept them. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man, because like I said, you can't have brotherhood. You can't be with your people and loving your people, but then you care about them. It's impossible. You understand? Touch not the unclean thing so the Lord will receive us. You understand? Keep reading.
Con out of one con. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18. And will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, says Yahweh.
Right, you understand? That's how it's supposed to be. That's the chain of command. That's the order of things. You understand? The Lord, Most High, Christ, then us, you know what I mean, the Israelites, you understand? And then the other nations, man. Then the other nations. And the other nations are supposed to be serving us. They don't serve the Lord. You know what I mean? The Lord don't want no heathen, no type of heathen from any other nation in his sanctuary. You know what I mean? To be worshiping him, you know what I mean, full on. That's not their job. Their job is to serve us. You understand? That's how the Lord created the world, man. You understand? The Lord created, that's why he chose a people. You understand? So what make you think that you about to join with your enemies? You about to join with, as a matter of fact, that gives me to my next verse. Let me see. Give me, as a matter of fact, no, give me Leviticus 20 and 24. Young man Javard, you can give me Leviticus 20 and 24, Baba Kusha, which that means please. You know what I mean? this gets me to my next verse, which all throughout the Bible you'll see it. Even Leviticus, we know Leviticus is the law, man. You understand? This is actually a commandment to do. This ain't just something that you get a choice to, something that you can choose to, or if you want to, you can, but if you don't have to. This is actually a law, man. You understand? There's laws. There's law. This Bible was meant for how black people should treat black people. Christ came to show how black, Hispanic, and Native Americans should get along. And there's things that you can do to a heathen that you can't do to a brother. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to be. We supposed to have it in our community to where we respect each other. You know what I mean? We don't gotta worry about another black, Hispanic, or Native American person when they come around because we know we have mutual respect for each other. We know we follow the Lord and we love each other. You understand? It's Leviticus 20 and 24. Yeah, Leviticus 20 and 24. You understand? It's all throughout the Bible, man. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is so important to have here teaching. You know what I mean? The I.S.U.P.K have because we will never compromise our integrity to be accepted or to even care about what people think. You got that for me?
Got you, brother.
You can read it?
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 24. But I have said to you, you shall inherit their land, and I will give it to you to possess, and a land flowing with milk and honey.
Right, stop right there. We shall possess their land. That's what you should want. Instead of being treated equal, you should want the land. You should want to take charge, man. You understand? That's having a warrior spirit on you. Not just wanting to be accepted, not just wanting to get by, not just asking for a minimum wage to raise to $15. No, I want to be the CEO. You know what I mean? And you work for me. I don't want to just get a raise. You know what I mean? That's the mindset that we gotta have. You understand? We can't just be thinking that, you know what I mean, we want to get what they want. We wanna indulge what y'all do. We should have the equal opportunity. You know what I mean? It should be fair. No, we should want to be in charge.
Sir.
Go ahead.
It's so heavy that you bring out this point right here because all I've heard yesterday and leading up into this weekend was that how we are all created equal, created equal, created equal. And I'm like, MLK supposed to be a preacher. Now, if you're a preacher, MLK, you would know that God separated every nation to their own portion of land throughout the earth to be, to dwell in their own land and to try together, in a fashion of everybody coming together like Nimrod is actually going against God. So the premise that he tried to set up where we're going to be one nation under God, like the white man says, but the oppressor, Salaki, the oppressor, only is concerned with his people. When he said, one nation under God, he was talking about his people, like the Scottish, the Irish, the Italians, the Germans, all of the Edomite nations that, encompass that thing. That's what he was talking about. So when Dr. Reverend Martin Luther Bastard came along, you know what I'm saying, and tried to integrate everybody together, he just was another form of Nimrod destined to get killed. Salakia.
And you damn right. How do we know that he wasn't that when the oppressor say everybody was created equal, he wasn't talking about black, Hispanic, and Native Americans? How do we know this? What's evidence that we have to know for a fact that when the oppressor said that everybody should be equal or all men are created equal, he wasn't talking about black, Hispanic, and Native Americans? Anybody know? Nah, if you want to take it.
The Constitution, it said we was what, 3/5?
Right.
Goddamn man, you know what I'm saying?
Brother already answered it. Young man Javaris already answered it, but he damn right. He said because in the Constitution, the blacks, Hispanics, was 3/5 of a man. You know what I mean? He said all men were created equal. Well, technically, we wasn't considered a man. You know what I mean? And that's who we want to integrate with. You know what I mean? Somebody who don't even look at us as a man. Do you wonder why they can pull the trigger and shoot you with your hands up? You know what I mean? You wonder why that. You know what I mean? That what? Stop, don't shoot, or hands up, don't shoot. Whatever it is, whatever that saying is, I'll be damned, man. If I'm gonna be treated unfairly, if I'm gonna be treated unequally, and I'm innocent, I'm gonna fight for my life, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have self-defense. You understand? I'm not now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna rile the problem up. I'm not gonna because you hear this from the generals all the time. You get pulled over, take the ticket, whatever, bro. You know what I mean? They want to take you to jail, take me to jail. But if you threatening my life, and I'm going flight. It's fight or flight. I'm going fight, man. You understand? But I ain't begging for no ticket. I ain't begging for you to forgive me or to not give me a ticket. To hell with that, man. I'll take it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to just be treated unrighteously. You know what I mean? I'm not about to just get beat up, and especially how I know I am. You know what I mean? I don't cause no problems. I know I learned from Commander General Yahanna. I don't cause no problems for anybody to do anything evil against me. You understand? But I know one thing. I'm not going to sit there with my hands up while I'm being treated unfairly, man. I'm not about to sit there with my hands up while they sicking. You know what I mean? Like they did back when Martin Luther King was sicking dogs on them, spraying them down with water hoses, man. You understand? They don't. That's what the reason why they can do these things is because they look at us even today as 3/5 of a man. They don't look at us as a man, man. You understand? They don't look at us as a person. You understand? And that's how we got to look at them. You know why? Because that's how Christ looked at them. You know what I mean? Is it wrong for them? Is it wrong for the other nations to look at us like that? That's a question. Is it wrong for them to look at us like that?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
That was kind of gonna be my next question. I was gonna ask you the way that they view us and the way that we view that train of thought. I'm gonna say no because we're in their kingdom, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like how black people we look at it's just like we look at slavery. We look at it on the flip side, like how slavery. I'm gonna compare slavery and marijuana. Okay, slavery back when we came over, when they came over here enslaved us, slavery wasn't illegal. But now it's illegal to have somebody enslaved. Vice versa, marijuana was illegal, but now it's so illegal. And it's just like in school, we were taught that, well, we'll skip school, we think about now. If you had to every question was slavery or crime, they would literally tell you no. Just because they were taught in school that, slavery really wasn't a crime. And you look at Black History Month or how we looked at our heroes, it would give us options of picking who was our so-called hero, who was the black person that we honored the most. 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to pick Dr. Martin Luther King over Harriet Tubman.
Right, so...
Or a native or somebody like that rescued slave that will go through death-defying situation to try to rescue their people, to separate them from an oppressor. Compared to Martin Luther King, somebody that fought hard to join them back with the damn oppressor. And
right,
he was highly praised for it.
So you saying that no, they wasn't wrong?
I would say no because we're in their kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The way they look at us,
All right. So, hold on one second. So what they doing to us is wrong. It's a sin.
Yeah, it's wrong.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't unrighteously murder somebody, man. You know what I mean? You shouldn't just murder somebody. You can't murder. You know what I mean? We gotta go by what the Bible say. That's wrong to do. You know what I mean? But do I expect them to do that? Yes. You know why? Because they love each other. You know what I mean? Because they care for one another. You know what I mean? Because they look at themselves as over another nation. And that's how we need to have. We need to have that same mentality. You understand? Now, when we in the kingdom, when Christ come back and we in the kingdom, we're not going to be just murdering them, you know what I mean, unrighteously. We're not going to murder them at all, you know what I mean? Now, if they do something that deems for the punishment being to be killed, that's going to be a righteous killing. It's not going to be murder, man. You're not going to see us just go outside one day and, you know what I mean, want to just run up on our servants or the Edomites and just gun them down for no reason. You know what I mean? Shoot them for no reason. You're not going to see that, man. You understand? But they is going to be in a hellish condition. They is going to be working. You know what I mean? If they do something wrong, if the punishment deems to be killed, then that's what's going to happen, man. You understand? So they are wrong for doing that. But you know what they're not wrong for? Being with their nation. Wanting to be above their nation. You got to expect that, man. We the only nation that don't have it in our mind to be together and be above everybody else. We just want to be accepted. You know what I mean? We have no type of fight in our nation. As a whole, there's no spirit of fighting in our nation, man. Unless it comes with fighting another brother or sister. Then, you know what I mean, we all for it. But when it comes to working as a nation, we don't have it, man. We always try to find a way to destroy each other. And that's because we have their best interests at heart. It's because ultimately we want to be accepted. So we think that if I beat up this dude, you know what I mean, this brother or sister, maybe they'll like me more. You understand? Where's we at? Give me Leviticus. Read that again. 24.
From the top.
Yeah, from the top.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 24. But I have said to you, you shall inherit their land, and I will give it to you to possess, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has separated you from the peoples.
Right. He has did what? Read that last part again.
I am the Lord your God, who has separated you from the peoples.
Right. Separated. He separated us from the people, man. You understand? The Lord, when the Lord chose us to be a special people, that's the moment He separated us. You understand? All throughout the Bible, you will even see His seed, the promise of all the people that was given the covenant was separated. You know what I mean? Was not Abraham separated? Was not Isaac separated from Ishmael? Was not Jacob separated from Esau? You know what I mean? All throughout the Bible, you'll see His chosen people. He separated them. He said, "Okay, you go do what you want. I'll bless you." You know what I mean? But His chosen, you gonna do what the Lord do. I choose you to do my work. You know what I mean? We have a responsibility. That's why it's so heavy to separate, because we have a responsibility to do. We can't just be out there doing what the hell we want to do. You understand? Being accepted is a great thing, but you got to also understand. It's like it being chosen is a great thing, but you got to also understand that because we're chosen by the Lord, we have responsibilities, man. It's stuff that we got to do. You understand? It's stuff that we got to adhere to, and we can't be like everybody else doing what the hell they doing. You got to want to be better than that. Even if you look at the law, statutes, and commandments, they was given to us because it elevates us higher than them on more than just a physical. Like, you know what I mean? We look at the surface, but the law, statutes, and commandments makes us more healthier than them. It makes us have hygiene. You know what I mean? Smell better than them. You understand? It does way more than that. That's why we have the dietary law. That's why we have all these laws. It makes us clean, man. You look at a lot of the clean and the unclean laws. It's to keep hygiene, man. That's what other nations don't know. They don't know that, man. You understand? That's what to keep diseases from us, to where we not dying from an early age, because we following the Lord. You understand? That's what keep us holy. That's what keep us alive. If you really want to get down to it, it's what keeps us alive, man. You understand? Like, it's not just for some show. This is the way that you gotta live if you want to live a long life, have children, and just gain. You know what I mean? Damn near have no losses, just nothing but gain. This is what you gotta do. You understand? If you really in it, it's crazy because even when you tell people this, they don't. It's hard for them to envision a kingdom of black people ruling. You know what I mean? Just with black people together, and they black. You know what I mean? They black, Hispanic, and Native American. It's hard for them to envision it because of the spirit that's on us to want to be a homeborn slave. You understand? Like, you'll tell them, okay, well, yeah, you're going to get the kingdom, man. You're going to have service in the kingdom. There ain't going to be service in the kingdom. Yeah, I'm Israel. We're going to get the kingdom, but we're not going to have no servants. You know what I mean? I heard somebody say that, and they use a scripture, and their scripture that they use was actually to say that actually Israelites is going to be servants to other Israelites. You know what I mean? Like, instead of you having another nation or a heathen as a servant, they thinking in their mind that you're going to have other Israelites as servants. That's how much of a beat up people we are in America. You understand? To have such a hatred towards one another. And it stems off wanting to be accepted by white people. You understand? Keep going.
You shall therefore distinguish between clean animals and unclean, between unclean birds and clean. And you should not make yourselves.
It's like what version of the Bible you got?
The NKJV, the New King James Version.
Give me it should be a King James up here. Double him. If I could you is there like a King James version up here you can give him? On your phone? Yeah, just pull it on your phone. But the King James, you got to be careful with them other ones because, you know what I mean, it kind of words a little different and whatnot. So you always want to read like a 1611 King James or just a regular King James version.
1611.
Yeah, 1611 is just like the old English, but it'd probably be better to get just like a regular King James because that 1611 can sometimes be hard to read just because it's like old English. But you can pull it up, yeah, pull up it on your phone for the King James version. 20 and 25, yep. And read that when you got it.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 25. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beasts, or by fowl, or by any manner of living that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated you as unclean.
Right, you understand? Just like I said, this being separated is making us a better people, being more clean, man. You know what I mean? Being able to live longer, following the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. Us not doing what they doing is good for us, man. It's not nothing bad. It's not like the Lord just was saying, oh, I want you to do this because I just want to be controlling, or I just want you to do. No, it's a reason of why these things is set up. It's a reason of why. Because there's unclean and there's clean. Following the law, statutes, and commandments, you're clean. Why wouldn't we want to be clean? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't we want that? You understand? Keep going.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have served you from other people.
That's severed.
Severed. Sorry. Severed you from other people.
Right. Read that again. He did what?
And has severed you from other people.
Right. Now, when you sever something, what does that mean to sever something? What does it mean to sever something? He said he severed us.
Does it mean cut off?
Yeah, it mean cut off. If I could, sis, when you want to answer, just say Salakia first, and it will get you in here. But you,
I'm sorry.
oh no, you too wild. But you exactly right, man. Give her a hand. You understand? It means severed, man. Meaning cut off. He cut us off from other people, man. You understand? That's how serious the Lord takes segregation. That's how the serious the Lord want us to be separate from other nations. That He cut us off from them, man. You know how we and brothers and sisters in the world coming to the new year and they got all the people who they want to cut off from to start the new year off. New year, new them. They cutting them off. That's how the Lord cut off other nations, man. You understand? That's how the Lord looked at other nations and cut them off from that. He said, nah, stop dealing with them, man. You understand? I don't want you doing with them what they doing. I don't want you going in. Because what they do is barbaric, man. That's why the Lord referenced them as beasts. Because what they doing is damn near barbaric, man. You understand? Not giving a reference to a brother's wife. You know what I mean? Not giving a reference to selling another brother drugs that can destroy him and his household. You understand? That's the things that they do, man. Killing each other, murdering each other. That's the things that other nations do. It's barbaric. It's a barbaric lifestyle to where you won't live long. You understand? That's why He cut us off from them, to be better than them. You ain't better than them by following and doing what they do. You're not better than them by wanting to fit in and be accepted by them. You understand? You by default making yourself below them. You understand? Read that verse again for me, Baba Kushah. was verse 26. Verse 26?
Book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that you should be mine.
Right, that we should be the Lord. This is why. That's why he severed us from us. Not to be the other nations' people. You know what I mean? Not to be one and become one people with them. Not to be the human race. No, the Lord don't want us to be the human race, man. And so you got to ask yourself. We already know this because we in the truth. But we got to ask ourselves. We got to ask people out there. Why did the Lord have the flood if everybody's supposed to be equal? He loves everybody and everybody's supposed to be together. Why did the flood happen? Why did the Lord kill the Egyptians? You know what I mean? We gotta start looking at analyzing these things. It's clear evidence to show you that the Lord don't want us to be with other people. And we can't think in our mind that Christ came to do away with that and he changed things. Like, you gotta think about it. If the Lord don't ever change, why would we think that he sent Christ to change everything? Oh yeah, I made a mistake in the beginning. Now I'm gonna change it. I actually thought that y'all should be separate, but now I want y'all to be together. Now I'm gonna let other people come in because I made a mistake at the beginning. The Lord ain't us, man. You know what I mean? Lord don't make mistakes. But luckily we do have Christ so we can repent from the mistakes we make. Oh, I don't even use the word repent just because the Christian church is just so disgusting that they just really make these words damn near unusable. But because of Christ, we're able to change from our ways. You know what I mean? Realize our mistakes and change from it and serve the Lord, man. You understand? It's a great thing. But don't think that he came so we can stay the same, so we can now be together with them. That's not what he taught, man. Give me what I want. Give me young man Willie. Give me Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10 out of the Apocrypha. You understand? And this is the reason why we can't be integrated. There's no matter what we think, you know what I mean? No matter what brothers and sisters think, there is going to be no time ever that we're going to ever be able to get along with the oppressor. You know what I mean? That we're going to come together and everybody going to be together, kumbaya. It's never going to happen, man. You understand? That's why the Lord say in the Bible, he got to cut the time short, because if he don't, we just going to keep trying to be accepted and eventually be wiped off the damn face of the earth. That's what eventually will happen if the Lord don't come and save us. You understand? There's never going to be a time to where we're going to be able to be together with them. You got that from a young man, Willie?
Con out of one con. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Keep going.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right, what is that talking about? I know somebody probably heard this verse before. What is that talking about? What does it mean by never? We know it means never trust your enemies. But like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Go ahead. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, somebody said Salaki online. Go ahead.
Yeah, young man Joel.
Yeah, all right, Most High in Christ. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like if you're in a tool shed, when you leave out iron, you leave out any metal, it's inevitable that over the course of time it will rust. So just like your enemy, they can smile at you, in the beginning, but it's inevitable that they're going to show their true colors at some point.
Right, that's damn right, man. You know what I mean? Just like he said, when you get iron, no matter what type of condition you keep it in, eventually it's going to rust. You know what I mean? It's not just going to stay that condition forever. Eventually it's going to rust. So is your enemies, man. So is the oppressor. It can sound good. It can, you know what I mean? He can be, you can have a best friend that's a oppressor. I mean, but eventually, like you said, he's going to show his true colors. You're going to see that he was wicked, man. You're going to see that he was actually not your friend, man. This is how important that this Bible verse is talking about, man. It says, never trust your enemies, man. when we try to be integrated, when we try to go together, you can. When you try to go together, you know what I mean. You trying to trust in your enemy. You trusting that one day he's gonna be good to you, or he's gonna treat you fair. That's never gonna happen, man. The Lord knows that. Especially with the Edomites, we done damn near chose the worst people to ever try to trust. Edomites. You know what I mean? We know we're not supposed to trust no other nations. We only supposed to be with each other. You know what I mean? But we don't. Even after trusting, we don't trust the worst nation that we ever could trust. Edomites that everybody hate. You know what I mean? It's in Obadiah that everybody despised Edomites, man. And those are people that we trust. Somebody who can just wake up one day and press a button and destroy your top general. You know what I mean? Donald Trump. Like, wake up and just had a mood swing, got up on the wrong side of the bed, and, I'm going to kill some people. That's who we trust in, man. So you might think that you got treaties and peace treaties and all that with them until they get it in their mind that they tired of it now. You know what I mean? They don't uphold nothing, man. They don't uphold anything. Read that verse again for me.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Right, is there more on that? Read the next verse.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass.
Right.
And thou shalt know that he...
Oh, Salaki, keep going. I didn't know it was more on that. Salaki, keep going.
And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
Right, so what is that talking about? It say, though he go crouching, though he humble himself and go crouching, take heed of him. You know what I mean? That he should be like a looking glass. What is that talking about? Now, somebody get this, I'll be impressed.
Somebody, sir.
Go ahead.
He talking about even though he's crouching, meaning he's slick, like he's being sneaky. So for somebody that you watching like as a snake, you're gonna be mindful of him. And so the way you should watch him is like when it's talking about the looking glass, it's like when you looking through a see-through glass and you just watching, you ain't saying nothing, but you watching his every move.
Okay, you on to it. You know what I mean? You on to it. That was you on to it. You like right there, but not quite. But you definitely on to it. Like when you say he going to crouching, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give somebody else a chance. Somebody else said Salakia too?
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's saying like that he's real, like kind of like how you say, kind of low, as if to the point that you had to observe him very closely, as like you were looking at him through a magnifying glass or something like that.
Not quite. Okay, so when he said, when the brother said, when the other brother, I think it was young man Xavier, when he said, though he go crouching, like being sneaky, you understand? That's what he's saying. What are some ways that he's sneaky? Like, give me an explanation on that. Like, how is he being sneaky? Maybe that'll help understand a little bit. Go ahead.
The skill hunter that he is.
No, don't look at it in that aspect. You know what I mean? Look at it in it's still on topic of never trusting your enemies. You know what I mean? As iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Always keep it on topic. Go ahead.
I forgot the precept, but is it more like his words smooth like butter? Like he'll come in and want to beat your friend, and you'll think he on your side, but he pretty much playing an evil into his heart the whole time, trying to trick you up and snare you up.
Damn right, man. That's exactly what that's talking about. Like you said, that's a perfect precept for it too. You know what I mean? Though his words be smoother than butter, you understand? You know what I mean? I forgot how it go, but I think it's like Psalms 55 and 21. I think that's where it's at. But though his words be smooth as butter, you know what I mean? He's still planning on plotting on you. You know what I mean? Murdering you, defeating you. You understand? That's what it's talking about. You understand? He go crouching. He'll come out and he'll give you you know what I mean, welfare, or he'll give you food stamps, or he'll you know what I mean, he'll do something to you for you to make you think that he cares about you. You know what I mean? He'll start talking about reparations until he get in office, and that's a thing in the past. You know what I mean? He gonna come out being your friend, proposing to be your friend. He not just gonna outright be like we enemies. You know what I mean? No, he gonna come out trying to be your friend, smooth talk you. But then later on, once you start to trust him, you let him in, he's close. Now he can find a way to plot on you, to destroy you. You understand? That's what that's first talking about. So then go into the part where it say he should be as a looking mirror, as if you wipe the looking mirror. What is that talking about?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Is it saying that you should be able to see right through his deception?
Right, right. Like you onto it. Like you onto it. Like to get more. You know, what I mean, to get more of an understanding of it. Think about it. Like, why would you wipe a mirror?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
Is it because the mirror may be dirty? So when you wipe it and see right through it, just like the sister said, you can see through its deception.
Right, exactly. You understand? Just like the sister said and the brother said. It's like you got a picture of a mirror that's foggy. You know what I mean? You just got out the shower, it's foggy, you can't really see. You know what I mean? That's us not seeing our enemies, our oppressor, for what he is. You know what I mean? That's us thinking integration is right. You know what I mean? That we in our mind, like, eventually they'll come around. You know what I mean? One day they actually they gonna understand. We gonna come together. It's gonna be the next generation. You know what I mean? The next generation, we gonna get the next generation, and they gonna grow up in a young age. They're not gonna be like the old people back in the day. Racism is dead. You know what I mean? That's how it is when you got a foggy mirror. You're not seeing him for who he is. You're not realizing that the children is coming out just like him. You know what I mean? It's in their heart to hate us. They will never get together with us because they know getting together with us will make them lose what they got, what they obtained. They know that they only attained what they have off the backs of Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Why would they stop doing that? They will end up losing what they obtained. You understand? But if you wipe that mirror, like the sister said, like the brother said, you wipe that mirror, you can start to see through his deception. You can start to see him for who he is. You can start to realize, damn, I can't trust him. You know what I mean? No matter what he say, no matter what he do, I can't trust him. You know what I mean? I'm at a job I work from. He gave me a raise. I still ain't trusting him though. You know what I mean? Appreciate the raise. I need more money, but that don't mean now I got the best boss. You know what I mean? Oh, I love my boss. You know what I mean? That's not how you gotta see them for what they are, man. We can't trust them. Martin Luther King trying to get us to trust them was one of the worst things that could have ever been done. You know what I mean? A lot of people you see on Martin Luther King Day, brothers in the school always, you know what I mean? We always trying to show our people that Martin Luther King was a traitor to his nation, to his people. I mean, we always try to show our people, you know what I mean, Martin Luther King, we don't need to be trusting in Martin Luther King. We don't need to be celebrating Martin Luther King Day. And other people on the outside, they see that and they be like, why y'all talking about Martin Luther King? In their mind, that's when black on black crime matters. Because in their mind, they're like, well, you putting down another brother. That's the problem with black people. You always putting down another brother. But they're not realizing that we trying to reveal his wickedness so we can understand what true brotherhood is, what it means to truly love your people, what is the best for us. You know what I mean? They don't see that. That's why when Martin Luther King come around, because so many people look at him as an influential leader, somebody that we should strive to be like. So you telling me I should go to the cops, peacefully protest when they start to beat me, just keep my hands up and take it? You know what I mean? Where is that going to get me, man? Instead, they don't. What Martin Luther King don't realize is us going out there and protesting and not doing anything and just getting beat on and saying, "Well, we come in peace." They don't realize that the oppressor is getting off on that. Like that's making them happy. You know what I mean? That's not making them look in their mind like, "Well, damn, I'm doing these people wrong." No, to them, you submitting. You realizing that they have more authority, they have more power, and they getting off. They like that. Yeah, I'm gonna beat his ass.
Salakia, sir.
Give me 1 second. They in their mind, they like, I'm gonna beat his ass, and he ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, know your place. You know what I mean? That's their mindset. It's not no. They, like you know what I mean? The cop beating an innocent brother. They not out there beating them and then thinking they mind, damn, I must have I did them too dirty. No, they wish they could beat you more. You know what I mean? You said Salakia, go ahead.
Con, one con. It's so heavy that you just said. It made me think about something that I was talking with me and young man Kevin was talking about earlier. It's Dr. King sound like one of those people that says if you can't beat them, join them. Salaki.
And that's damn right too. Cause that's the mindset that we have. You know what I mean? We so cause a lot, and the reason why that's so true because do you think that black people really love white people? You know what I mean? Do you think that black, Hispanic, and Native Americans really love their oppressor?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
It's not love that our people show the oppressor. It's fear. It's fear and fear from the 400, 500, 600, 700, 800 years of oppression that we've been under this European rat bastard and his minions, Salaki.
And that's damn right. It's not love. You know how I know it's not love? Because even when we ask them questions on, do you believe in integration? Do you think it's right? They'll never outright say, yeah, integration is great because we all supposed to, you know what I mean? They response is, you know what I mean? Martin Luther King did a good job because I don't got to worry about slavery, like hardcore slavery. I don't got to worry about, you know what I mean? In their mind, I can walk up the street now. You know what I mean? In their mind, it's fear because they thinking about how we used to just be brutally like murdered, like just senselessly. You know what I mean? Like we still getting murdered today, but we know back in slavery, you know what I mean? He can just go outside and damn near rape you and do whatever the hell you want, and nobody gonna say nothing. I mean, nowadays they might get probation, so you know it's a little worse for them because they might get probation now. But back then it was just like damn near they can do it, and other people will just join in. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, this is what we doing. We having a lynching today. You know what I mean? That's in their mind. In their mind, they like, well, at least it's not like that. It's still bad for us, but at least it could be worse. That's their type of mindset. So they fear so much that that's why they'll do that. That's why they think integration. It's not they think integration is great because they love white people so much. No, they think integration is great because in their mind, well, at least, you know what I mean, it ain't as worse as it was. You understand? But I'll tell you what, it's getting back that way, man. You start to see the things that's going on, what's happening to us. They finding new ways to damn near just murder us and nothing, you know what I mean? It's called becoming a cop. You know what I mean? You just become a cop, become a police officer. You'll be able to do it. You'll be able to murder. You know what I mean? They passing laws now to where it's shoot first, think later. You know what I mean? That's the type of mindset that you think that the street will have. You know what I mean? Shoot first, think later. I'm selling weed, man. Shoot first, think later, man. I'm just busting. You know what I'm saying? That's the cop. That's the mentality that the cops have, cause they thugs, man. The cops is the thug organizations. But that's who we supposed to be coming together with. That's who we supposed to be. You know what I mean? Kumbaya, we shall overcoming with. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. Where was we at? Leviticus. Give me. Oh no, we was at Ecclesiasticus. Is that it on that? Read that next verse.
Con out of one con. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Oh, that's so heavy. What is that talking about? That's what I was looking for. I was trying to figure out where that verse was, and it was right here. Go
So
ahead.
like it, it sounds like it's talking about the media. You know how our people like to start organizations, and then they say, well, we can't do this without the help of our oppressor. So we're gonna call them in and let them come in and help us do what we got to do. And when they do that, what they end up doing is the oppressor ends up taking over the program, and then they'll take the program and kick the black people out of it, and take it for themselves and keep it for themselves. So like it.
Right, that's surface level, but think about it even in a wider aspect. Like that's like a surface level. Think about it on a more serious aspect. Cause you're right, you onto it. You know what I mean? But think about it in a more serious aspect.
So like it, sir.
Go ahead.
Only the deepest I can go with that is if you let this oppressor in, 9 times out of 10 he gonna kill you. Salapia.
That's true. That's true too. Okay, we gotta think about it. Think about it as in. Oh, you want? You go ahead.
They say, sit him not by thee, like Christ, we gonna sit at the right hand of the Messiah, like Christ sat at the right hand of the Father. Don't sit him, by us at all, or he gonna try to take our place as Israelites, like he did. That am I on the right track?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know what I mean? You onto it. It's saying like you gotta think about it in power. You know what I mean? Because that's how they look at us. You know what I mean? We trying to be integrated, thinking that they will never sit us on the right hand side. They will never give us that position. They'll never give us that authority, that power, because they know it's in your right mind to take over. You know what I mean? And that's how we got to look at them as our enemies, man. When Christ come back and we in power, we not about to be hand in hand with them. They not like all those fake Israelites that think in their mind that, oh, well, they're the light to the world, and you know what I mean? They about to have they Edomite buddies and all the other heathens that's right next to them. You know what I mean? The Lord said right here in this verse, don't sit them on the right hand because they're going to be plotting to take you down. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be plotting one day whenever they get enough trust, enough power, that eventually they're going to take you down. You know what I mean? That's how much we got to be separate from them. And they know, and it's ironic that we don't know this, but they know this. You know what I mean? Why do you think that Judah is specifically right here in America getting oppressed damn near the most? Because they know you can't give niggas no type of power. You let niggas come together and they start to rise. You know what I mean? Who knows? They gonna grow to some unstoppable force. They know this, man. You know what I mean? They not. Why do you think they do so much to try to put us down, to try to destroy us? You know what I mean? Why do you think it's never an end to all the devices and things they plan to destroy Israel? You know what I mean? Because they know how powerful we are if we come together. That's why they last thing they want for us is to come. The most thing that the oppressor fear is brotherhood. That's the most thing that he fears. And it's crazy because we all know this. What we all say? Why can't we just come together? Why can't we just come together? Because we not removing the problem out of the equation. You know what I mean? Give me young man Willie, give me what's that verse I'm looking for? Give me Second Maccabees 7:31, since you already in the Apocrypha. Give me second Maccabees chapter 7 verse 31. And read that when you got it.
Con out of one con. This the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh.
Right, it said that he is the author of all mischiefs of the Hebrews, man. People always want to talk about, well, why y'all talk about the white man so much? Why y'all talk about, what about us? You know what's wrong? It is a problem between us. You know, what I mean, we do need to work on us. But I know who's the author of all mischief. I know who's the one that was the author of why we treat each other like that. And that's the Edomites, man. You understand? That's our oppressor. You understand? You put people in the hood, and you give them limited resources. You know what I mean? What you think gonna happen, man? It's gonna become for survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? When you give them Christianity and you put in a white Jesus in their face, what do you think gonna happen, man? You understand? The Bible says that they are the author of all mischief. Now we know what happened during the Maccabees, brothers. You understand? Forcing them to try to force them to eat pork. You know what I mean? And killing them if they don't. That's how it is in America, man. It's damn near like if you need to serve them, and if you don't, you get murdered. But it's even worse because they murder you even if you do serve them. They'll murder you even if you do go to the military. You got brothers that's going over to the military, serving in the war, fighting for America, and they come back and get murdered by cops. You know what I mean? You see how insane that is. But we think that we can get together. It's nothing that you can do to ever be accepted by them. You can join the military. You can sell your people out. The minute that you are no longer a use, they're gonna get rid of you, man. You understand? Ask Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson. Ask them. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised if something come out with in the long run that Jay-Z end up, you know what I mean, getting exposed. You know what I'm saying, for some nonsense. You understand? It's what happens. Once they don't have no use of you no more, they throw you out. They find somebody else to sell our people out, man. You understand? That's what I do know. I know that he is the author of all mischief for the Hebrews, man. You understand? That's the reason why we hate each other. Because we don't remove him out of the equation. We want to keep him there and think that we're going to be able to fix ourselves. It's not going to happen like that, man. Give me time is it? We going to give me Micah 2 and 10. Micah 2 and 10. Whoever got it, you can just read it. Say Salak and you just go ahead and read it. Micah 2 and 10.
Lucky, sir, I got it.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
Right, you understand? We're supposed to arise and separate from America, man. You understand? We're not supposed to be joined in together. This is not our land of rest, man. We're not supposed to have it in our mind that 50 years from now, maybe it'll be a better condition from us. You know what I'm saying? We only supposed to respect things to get worse, especially when we know that we seeing prophecies in the Bible that shows us the end times. We're not supposed to ever think that things are gonna get better for us by being joined in with them. You understand? A lot of us think this is our place of rest. We think that this is what America is the greatest thing ever. We the greatest country. Equal rights. We got equal opportunity here. You know what I mean? That's in our mindset. That's what we think in America. Well, at least I'm not living somewhere else. I'm in America. You understand? This is not our place of rest, man. You understand? We're not supposed to be joined with nobody else. If you can find any scriptures in the Bible that shows that we should be joined with them, I'm willing to hear it. You know what I mean? I want to see it. Give it to me. Let me see it. You understand? But you can't. You won't be able to. You'll find somebody trying to misinterpret something. You know what I mean? But you won't see no verse showing us supposed to being together with other nations. Because it don't exist. You understand? It's not. That's not how it's supposed to. Only time we supposed to be together with other nations is when they serving us. And we not together. You know what I mean? They serving their position. Being under us, being servants to us. You understand? But with that, anybody got any questions or comments? Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it. Oh, you going? Okay. Anybody got any questions or comments? Oh, you got. Go ahead.
Let me get the breakdown of Noah kids.
Noah.
Hamites. One of my homeboys called and asked me. You know what I mean?
So like,
I couldn't give it to him all the way.
right?
So.
No, yeah. When you come in, you ain't supposed to break down scriptures. No way. But you can give him like the answer. But what you mean by like the breakdown of
You
Ham?
want to know
Shem?
which one is which.
Which one is which? Like as far as like.
Hamites, I thought was Africans. So I know. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna come and make sure.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was trying to like break it down to me. I'm like, that ain't what I heard before,
Right.
but I'm not all the way sure on it.
Okay, yeah. So
see what I'm saying?
So we know Noah after the flood. We know Noah came on the ark with his 3 sons, their wives, and his wife.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Ham ended up being the progenitor. As a matter of fact, somebody got
Salakia, sir.
Ham, and you got it in the Bible dictionary, Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, you got it.
Con out of one con.
I'll read that for me.
Ham, perhaps Hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Genesis chapter 10, 6 through 20.
Right. So Ham.
In
Start right there. So Ham is the progenitor of the dark races. You know what I mean? But not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians. He's the progenitor of the Africans. So Hamites is African. You understand? Now Shem, you know what I mean? Shem is it's a lot of nations that come from Shem that we know of. You know what I mean? Black people or black Hispanic Native Americans, we Shem. Esau is also Shem though.
Because they are brother.
You know what I mean? And Arabs is also Shem too.
That's what he was trying to say.
Because they come from Abraham. Abraham had Ishmael. Abraham was Shem. So Ishmael is, Arabs is Shem too.
He was trying to go against, what was that, bro?
No, go ahead.
He was trying to say, like, he was trying to really say, like, Israelites weren't the only children of God. You know what I mean? I couldn't give it to him. That's why I went to come to class. And, you feel me?
No, Israel is the only children of God.
Because of Jacob.
Yeah, because you can just show them the loss, that the covenant being passed from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ishmael did come from Abraham, but what did the Lord tell Abraham? In Isaac shall thy seed be called. He said, send Ishmael off, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. When Jacob and Esau was born, what was told to Rebekah? That the younger shall rule the younger shall rule the older, or the older shall serve the younger. You know what I mean? And the blessings, the covenant got passed down to Jacob, not Esau. You know what I mean? So the Israelites is only the chosen ones of the Lord. You understand? Mm-hmm. Anybody else got any a question? Online said, somebody said Salaka?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, Kev, it may be a weird question, but, if you don't know the answer, you just don't know. I want to know say that organ donor, is that, you know how the Egyptians stuff, mummified people and stuff like that, you take their organs out, put them in jars and stuff like that. Is organ donating like an Egyptian culture? Yes, and like against our culture, or was that just something that was a type of medical performance that was all right? You get what I'm asking?
You saying is organ donors a part of Egyptian culture?
Yeah, removing people organs and stuff like that, maybe donate, put them in other people's bodies and stuff like that. And I know we don't supposed to be taking our organs out, put them in jars and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that was completely Egyptian. I don't think Israel, our culture did anything like that. But as far as just donating, giving your organs to somebody else or anything like that, how you may put on your driver's license.
Right.
And, something would happen to you. You get what I'm asking?
Yeah, I get what you're asking. I wouldn't be able to say that that's Egyptian culture. I'm not sure. I'll probably have to look it up or ask that question. But, based off a precept from my mind, it wasn't. I'm not sure on if that's Egyptian culture, or anything like that. So I would have to get some more information on that and see. But yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? You said what?
Okay.
What's the question again?
He said organ donating, like taking organs. Is that Egyptian culture, or where does that come from? Like what you saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
that did start in Egypt.
You said it did start in Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay, Officer Thumayum, he confirmed that organ donor actually did start in Egypt. I mean, that was something that Egyptian was doing.
Kind. I got one more question. One more quick question.
Now go ahead.
Uh, the question about cow. Somebody tried me on a question. A friend of mine tried me on a question one time about was Israel a cow. I guess he was kind of mocking the U.S.U.P.K about we said no cowards. And I was trying to precept it with I'm probably wrong. Like I said, I wasn't trying to cheat, but I was just trying to show him an example that what fear and being wise is what really about. When the scripture paraphrasing, when the scripture say, it's a time for love, it's a time for hate, it's a time for peace, and a time for war.
Right.
Back in Genesis, when Jacob fled from Esau, when Esau got mad that his dad had gave his birthright after he had sold it, and Jacob fled from him because if he stayed, he was gonna kill him. And I was like, that really wasn't a coward move. It was more of a smart move, live another day. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to tell him, that I thought it was just different levels of fear. People can fear something and still go through stuff, accomplish things, rather than being a coward in another sense of matter, and not accomplishing a damn thing. You get what I'm saying? I was wondering could that have been a precept that I was actually trying to put together about time for love and a time for hate, and time for peace and a time for war. It wasn't time for him to fight his brother. It wasn't time for him to hate his brother neither. You know what I'm saying? But just get the hell out and ran him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was I was thinking in the aspect that he came from Isaac. I was thinking that Isaac had shared the story of what happened with Cain and Abel. Through the generation. I thought the story passed on down and on down, and he was familiar with that story, and that he fled because he knew his brother was like Cain. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That's why
That's actually a good question. What I would do is I would ask that question, get a breakdown on that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't got no precepts to show that, but that makes sense what you're saying. But I would get a breakdown on that first before I go out and teach that. You always want to confirm it and make sure that's correct. So I'm gonna ask that question, and I'm gonna see if I can get back to you on that.
Going on with concert.
But those are some good questions, man. Anybody else got another question? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close the. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pass the class off to Precinct Officer 500 Thumayum.
I get Officer a car hand. Alright. We got the I.S.U.P.K start on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come into